My question is about birds and trees. And I love birds. I love to feed birds, wild birds. And I have a big oak tree in my backyard. I've lived there about a year, a little over a year. And when I moved there...
Are you feeding birds or cats?
I try to avoid the cats. I used to worry about the cats. But I've learned from you guys not to worry about the cats,
Yeah.
and they're not much of a problem anymore.
Yeah.
And I love to feed the birds, like when birds are migrating, and I attract birds that you don't really see in our area very much. It's really cool. Get birds. Anyway, now the oak tree is full of birds all the time, and it used to be that, I'd go out there and there'd hardly be any birds. And I know what Seth said about trees and about how if a man passes by a tree and walks by a tree every day, the tree recognizes, knows that it's the same man that walks by. And I know that, well, my question is the tree happier with birds in its branches? Does the tree know? Does it care?
All day long we've been talking about minding your own business with humans, and now we got to worry about how the tree feels.
I'm not worried about it. I just wonder. I always think about it. Does the tree care?
There is consciousness in everything,
Right,
and the consciousness of nature finds many more harmonics than the consciousness even of humans. And so, yes, there is a revelry between the vibration of the tree and the vibration of the bird. Even as these birds are migrating, your intentions are reaching out to them. In other words, they are finding your tree because of your intentions. So it is a vibrational thing. So more and more, as you join the ranks of the vibrational world, you'll find yourself integrating with them and understanding them more and more. Esther remembers walking on the first property that she and Jerry constructed in Texas, and every day that she would walk by this section, it was only 3 acres, but part of it was landscaped and part of it was not, and there was a part that they would take their walk through, and Esther would say, every time she walks through here, I feel like someone is telling me that they are thirsty. And Jerry is laughing a little bit because he knows that she's talking about the plans. And so he said, well, everything here is on a sprinkling system, so I'm sure everything's all right. And they'd walk through again, and Esther said, I just keep hearing that somebody's thirsty. And so then they traveled for a while, and when they came back, this section of the garden was really showing weariness from not enough water, and the sprinkling system in that part had not been working at all. And so Esther was feeling the desire. It was a request for water, was what it was, just a request for water. Everything in your planet is consciousness, and there is a request for water. In fact, it would be good for you to know that the water patterns of your planet are happening because of the vibrational requests of the plants. Isn't that nice to know? That's why it waters by rain less frequently in the desert, because there is less request. That's why it waters more frequently in the rainforest, because there is more request. There is a management system going on, a vibrational law of attraction responding to vibration thing going on. And because of the nature part of your planet, the beasts and the flora and the fauna, you don't have to worry about your world.
And migration, how do they know when they fly, a little hummingbird flying across the Gulf of Mexico? How do they know where they're going?
Humans want to call that sort of thing that they witness instinct. We want to call it receptive mode. In other words, they have desire just like humans, but they don't have thoughts and beliefs that block their ability to receive. So broader perspective, aware of them and interested in them just like you, is offering the signal that they receive, so they know where to go. And rarely do they get confused until they get hooked up with human and dependent upon humans' response. In other words, you can train an animal right out of its receptive mode, just like you can train each other out of the receptive mode. But it's natural for you to be in the receptive mode, and the animals in the wild certainly are.
I used to think I was doing them a favor feeding the birds, but now I know they're doing me the favor. I feel like it's the other way around.
Well, think of it as co-creation, and realize that they don't need you, and call it harmony, and don't make it a responsibility, or it'll get out of whack.